What's up, Conroe kids? Welcome to Home Groups for Kids. This year, we're talking about God's core values and how these principles shape our church, our lives, our relationships, and our walk with God. Last time, we talked about worship and worship as a lifestyle. The next core value is also an important part of our lifestyle as disciples of Jesus. This core value is seeking God's presence. Jeremiah 29:13 says, "You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." You might associate seeking God's presence with worshiping or time spent in the altar during a church service. And while this is seeking God's presence, it can't be the only time that we seek God. In fact, just like we said about worship, seeking God's presence has to be a lifestyle. It has to be a part of our everyday life. It's kind of like this. This cup is you and me. This cup's imperfect. There's holes in the bottom, and you probably wouldn't want to drink lemonade out of it. We are imperfect as human beings who live in a world that has been tainted with sin. Say that you go to church on Sunday. And when you go to church on Sunday, you get filled up with God's presence. And when God fills you with His presence, you get to experience things like the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, and all the others. But throughout the week, we're poured out because we live in an imperfect world, and God will use us to serve and help others and to show this world the life that's inside. However, the water inside won't last forever because of the holes. We must continue to go back to the source and spend time with God and spend time in His presence every single day. This will ensure that we're full of the Holy Spirit and able to show the world who Jesus is and the way that He wants us to live. So I want you to think about this. What about your relationship with your mom and dad? When you're born, you become close with your mom and dad and those who take care of you. But as you grow up, how do you stay close to them? If you move away from them or you don't ever talk to them, it's going to be really hard to continue having a good relationship with them. But through spending time with them and hanging out with them and talking with them, it draws you close together. It's the same way with God. If you just simply accept Jesus into your life and then never talk to Him, it's going to be really hard for you to have a deep relationship with Him. We must spend time in His presence. Let's look at a Bible story. Luke chapter 19 verses 1 through 10 tell us the story of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a tax collector, and he was what people called a notorious sinner. One day, Jesus came close to the place where Zacchaeus lived. When Zacchaeus heard that Jesus was coming, he wanted to see Him. However, he was too short to see over the crowd. So he decided that he would go and climb a sycamore tree. When he climbed into the tree, not only was he able to see Jesus, but Jesus spoke to him and then went to his house. After Zacchaeus spent time in the presence of Jesus, his life was changed forever. He turned away from his sins to become more like Jesus. We should be like Zacchaeus and do whatever it takes to get into the presence of God, even if it means climbing a tree, right? Because it's important to spend time with Jesus, and it will always end with your life being changed for the better, just like Zacchaeus. You can spend time with Jesus by praying, worshiping, getting into the Bible, and asking God to help you and inviting Him to come in and be with you. The most important thing about seeking Jesus is doing it with everything you have. Just like our verse said, you will seek me and find me when you seek me with, this is important, all your heart. So I have a few questions I want you guys to answer as a group. Have your leader pause the video and answer these questions together.